Welcome to Dear Young Queen, the podcast.
Happy New Year's to you.
Happy New Year's. Happy 2023.
Yo.
Look at these lovely ladies in the house to kick the year off.
Hi, welcome to Casa Lex, ladies.
I think in 2023, I'd like to get better with introducing our guests from the jump.
I think that's awesome.
So ladies, before we get going today, I want to introduce Miami's Fairy Glam Mother.
Oh, I like that. Glam Mother.
Makeup artist extraordinaire, Natasha
Aw,
Gross.
Thank you.
And sitting to her left, we have plus size model, CEO of Mint Brow, mommy, wifey,
And my friend.
Miss Zoe.
Yes, yes.
We may or may not have had to only way we could get Natasha on here was to sit her next to you. I was like,
Yes.
we booked Zoe. She's like, I could come out with Zoe. I was like, okay.
Yes, yes. Love that.
Yeah,
So
please.
we're happy to have you guys both here. It's always so dope to have beautiful women, not only inside, but also outside sitting here in Casa Lex.
Yes, and Natasha, it's just a pleasure having you here. No offense, Zoe, just because Natasha, sitting with you on a consistent basis, you have so much insight. You make us all beautiful. You make us feel confident. So here's a Prosecco and pomegranate vibe for the New Year's. If you're not so in a champagne girl, which
Right,
I'm
if you're not champagned out, I don't know what y'all did for the New Year's.
So just welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I really
yes.
appreciate
Cheers
that.
to you.
Lex, this is pretty. Did we name this one?
I mean, let's call it a glamorous ruby.
Okay, Glamorous Ruby.
Talk like that.
I
right?
love that.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds. First off, how do you guys know each other?
What's
What's the story? What do you?
I honestly
How'd you
don't
guys
know.
know?
I was
you would answer
actually,
this.
I was actually thinking that the other day. I was like, how did I meet
Probably,
so?
I want to say maybe just through the mutual friends events,
Yeah.
and then she hired me to do makeup with her alongside. So
Oh, do you do makeup as well?
I did. Now I do strictly brows now. My back is getting worse and worse. I
Yeah.
I can't do makeup like I used to.
Okay, so y'all met somewhere doing makeup together.
Yeah, somewhere.
Beautifying a bunch of other women.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though you guys are so beautiful yourselves.
Thank you.
Have you ever always felt like that?
No, definitely not. Not me. I've always thought she was stunning, but
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like growing up, I don't think it was. No, I don't think I felt that. But I think that it's something that the older I got, I felt probably like more comfortable in my skin, and then I feel like that evolution of stuff just happened, and then I'm like, I'm lit.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
and then here we
And
are.
then you turn around and like you're exuding that confidence in ladies who are sitting there. Whatever we
Definitely.
feel not confident about, you have definitely brought that out of all of us.
I think majority of my clients are like the type of client that it's always like, I don't do makeup, and they see me, I come here with a bare face, like no eyebrows, no nothing. So I'd be like, girl, I'm the same way. So I understand like when a client doesn't use a lot of makeup to kind of transition them to a like happy medium where it's not like they're not overwhelmed by makeup, but they're just like, okay, my husband liked it, or my boyfriend, because they're always the biggest critics
They
Of
are.
course.
in everything,
Oh, my goodness.
which I absolutely hate, but I guess whatever, they got to be with them. But
Yeah.
I'd be like, damn, their opinion matters that much? Like, do you do that same energy when they get a haircut? Like, in my own life, I cannot have a man even question any type of beauty, any type of, you going to go to the doctor to go do your lips, yes, that's like my thing. Like, you have your thing, I have my thing.
That is so interesting because you're right. The fear of a man saying you have too much makeup on
Yeah.
Yes.
or you don't even look like yourself
Yeah.
is
Correct.
enough to try to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've
Even
been
if
like,
you
yeah,
feel beautiful, it's like, I love it. And they're like, you got too much makeup on. And instantly, it's almost like you want to wipe your whole face off.
oh, yes.
And
yes.
especially if you've taken the time, been in the chair, and then you starting to feel good and glamorous, and that confidence is just like soaring high. Then you turn around and then they're like, but you don't look like yourself, or oh, that's too much, and you're like,
I'd have been like, that's the point.
crash and burn.
It really just
Transformers.
triggered me.
Yes,
You
it
triggered
triggered.
me. I remember in a previous relationship of mine. No, this is crazy. I can't believe I did this now that I'm thinking about it. In a previous relationship of mine, I was so excited because I wasn't the girl that he like took everywhere that he went. We were going to the ESPYs for the first time together. And I was so excited to get my makeup done. I had this perfect outfit picked out. And I spent about 90 minutes getting my makeup done. When I was done, I thought it was stunning. I loved it. I took all these pictures of myself.
Yeah.
I did all of this. And then I came out and he was like, you have way too much makeup on.
Oh.
And I ended up washing my face and not doing the carpet and like playing the back because I felt like I wasn't as beautiful as I was convinced
Of course.
that I was. But really, I let the male opinion dictate.
Totally. I've seen it way too many times. I actually, and this has always stuck with me. Years ago, I did someone's makeup, and she was an older lady, and she never really gets her makeup done, and she got her makeup done, and the first thing her husband walked in the room and said was, "You look like a prostitute." And I mean, say that to another person, they would have been like, "Good,
Right?
I did a good job." Yeah, exactly. Like, what kind? But I was just disgusted at it. I was like, wait, that's her husband that said that? Like, in shock. And then, of course, like all the family members had to come and be like, I'm so sorry he said that. And it's just like, you know how many times I've heard that? Like, oh, he doesn't like that, or he doesn't like, it's just like, can I curse?
Yes, please cut.
That.
Yes.
It's just, it's ridiculous.
I never thought about how it would feel from the side of the woman that's actually doing the makeup.
Yeah.
Right? It's one thing to know that, like, we come in like, okay, my boyfriend hates it when my brows are too dark. And you're like, but wait, sis, you need darker brows to complete this picture.
Yeah.
I feel like oftentimes women talk about in the way that they dress. Like, I don't dress for a man, I dress for myself. But sometimes we do. I think, Zoe, you do an incredible job of showing up and saying, hey, I dress for me, for how I feel. Was there ever a point where you didn't feel like that, and maybe your husband's, because you are married, your husband's opinion might have dictated how you dressed or what you wore?
My husband is very much like, let's it's always the Zoe show. He's like just my biggest supporter.
Wow.
He lets me be me, and that's my favorite thing about my husband, is that I can show up as my true self every day. As far as the way I dress, it completely transformed when I started loving myself and really feeling beautiful in my skin. Years ago, I was dressed like, shout out to the Amish people, but more, just very covered up and very
modest,
clothed,
very
modest. And I love dressing modest today too, but now I'm not afraid to show skin.
I did see on the gram you were in that beautiful orangish red fiery.
Oh, Carnival.
During Carnival.
Yes.
And I'm not even there yet, so to have that confidence.
Girl,
of
I kind of just
so you were looking
from
beautiful,
like one
by
end
the way.
of the spectrum to the other end.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just very comfortable wearing less clothes and showing off my skin, showing off my curves. And I think it was because for so long I covered up myself and hated myself and just really did not appreciate the body that I was in. And now I'm on the other end. And now I feel like I want to celebrate my body. I want to show my body off. And I want to wear what makes me feel good. And a lot of times what makes me feel good is showing skin. So that's what I do.
You're saying a lot of nows.
Yeah.
A then and now. What happened? What was the transition between then and now?
The main thing that started my whole like self-love journey was, as you know, I do brows. I have clients that range from 21 all the way to 71, and I remember just all of them
what
having...
are the 71s you're using in their brows to have that hair still?
No, well, I'm doing microblading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're giving it to them.
I'm giving them brows, right. So, a lot of them would just complain about the same things that I was going through at the same time. Like, I just don't like myself. I want to fix this. I want to fix that. And I'm like, wow, this lady's 71 years old and she's still very unhappy with herself. Wow. I don't want to be 41, 51, 61, still hating myself. And I felt that coming from each one of my clients. And one day, the 71-year-old, I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. I can't continue to waste my life like this. Because it wasn't just like me nitpicking at something. It was a true self-hate. So it was like crying every night, spending hours of my time. I couldn't even connect with my husband because I was just so angry with myself, how I let myself go.
What did you hate?
Mostly my stomach, because I had kids, so I had stretch marks. I gained a lot of weight over the years, so I was like a completely different person than what I remembered. It felt like I was just not how I should look, So yeah, one day I just was like, I cannot do this anymore. I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to spend any more hours or minutes or years or weeks crying about something that first I had no control over. I had a baby, and this is how I look after the baby. But I just stopped letting those things define me. I started focusing on the things that I like about myself versus the things that I don't like about myself. I started doing my daily affirmations. And I started eating better too. That's just a form of self-care, eating better, working out, and just showing myself more grace and more love. And that was the beginning of my self-love journey.
Like Natasha and I are in the no baby club.
Yes.
We might still care a little bit too much about our stomachs. But you also had a bunch of kids and your body also changed throughout that process. What was that like for you?
Absolutely. As a mother of 4, you have to let go, and it's out of our control. We are creating life. Mm-hmm. And so we have extra testosterone and extra estrogen in our bodies. And so that's also messing with us mentally and emotionally. My body fluctuated. I came from an athletic background. So I feel like I had muscle memory, and I also had my children younger. So that helped out. But then as I got older, I'm now 40, will be 40 next month. And so it's like everything has slowed down. I can't just still eat what I want, drink what I want. I have to be active. I have to exercise. And running around these children, I'm getting that exercise. But I definitely, my mental and my energy would just kind of go up and down.
I'm not going to lie. It just really sounds like we put our bodies through trauma and then after expect for it to be the same. Mm-hmm. Like, huh? Do you feel like it's kind of a little bit unrealistic that the social media and
snatchback.
Absolutely.
Snatchback, right? We think that it's normal to be able to achieve that, and it's just not.
You have to realize what we're looking at. We're looking at Instagram. Insta meaning very short, a snapshot, a very filtered, a very polished Snapchat, and it's false advertisement in my eyes. And it's getting to the point where it's getting expensive. You want to keep up with the Joneses, or the Jenners,
right.
with this generation.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we have to give our children and our friends a little bit more confidence of the sprinkling of like, nah, you her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're dope.
You're lit.
You're lit.
Yeah. In a world where everyone's like, no filter, bare face, Natasha, you spend your life glamming women up.
Yes.
Do you feel like it's counteractive to the confidence that you hope and want women to have and have it instilled?
No, I think that I think every woman should experience getting glam. Like I even was telling somebody the other day, I was like, even for you to just get glam, hair done, makeup done, nail, like the whole package, and like go take a picture, like a nice picture, book a session with a photographer. It makes you feel so good. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I'm not saying to do that every day now, like right. Because to do makeup every single day, it's too stressful. Yeah. I feel like also my goal is to look good without makeup. So you want it to be, you want to look good. You want to go out in the street and maybe just put on some little moisturizer, tint it, and just go. Yeah. So
I read an article that said that the rates of people getting plastic surgery went up as a result of the pandemic because people were spending so much time on Zoom, like Zoom cameras, like actually looking at themselves and seeing themselves like not filtered up. Like this is how you look. Like I know you're so used to putting a filter on and shooting it out to the world, but like now you have to sit on camera every day.
I was just telling someone that because I'm like that whole evolution of Zoom now, I get people that book me to go on a Zoom call.
That's crazy.
So it's like, what are you going today? Are you doing picture? No, I have a Zoom meeting at 9, and it'd be like, oh, okay. Like it's changed the world, really. Yeah, like, people now are like, oh no, I need to look good. So keeps me busy, but
right.
But I understand it.
So both of you guys, I'm curious, what is your definition of beauty? I have this theory that defining beauty is hard because if all of us were to pull out our phones and Google a picture of the most beautiful woman in the world, my argument is that all 4 of us would pick a different woman.
Definitely.
Zoe, don't say it out loud. I want you to pull up who you think is the most beautiful woman in the world. Alexis, you pull up who you think is the most beautiful woman in the world. Okay. Natasha, think about yours so you could Google it after. I'm going to pull up. All right, so Alexis, I'm curious. And this is not like the top 5 rapper list. Like it's not going to like be here forever, right? We're just saying right now, the ones that just come to our mind initially. Alexis, who is one of the most beautiful women in the world to you?
Queen Nefertiti.
Ooh, let me see the photo you pulled up.
That's who I think is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Okay.
She's not living, obviously.
Okay.
Yes.
Zoe, who do you think is the most beautiful woman in the world?
So she's one of my best friends. Her name is Victoria.
Okay.
She's stunning. Look at her. Like,
Ooh.
Okay.
she's just, I mean, ever since I met her, I'm like, wow, you were just
Very pretty.
Yeah, dimples, great
Gorgeous.
mom, just, beautiful inside and out. Yeah.
Inside and out.
Good.
I love that.
Okay, Natasha, who's yours?
Do you know that I really don't have one? I feel like every woman is very, I mean, I know it sounds so corny, but I think every woman is very beautiful in their own way.
I actually think that right there is actually all that I was looking for.
Oh.
So if you guys were to think about Alexis, how on brand about everything in her life is Queen Nefertiti?
Oh, yeah.
Not just actually the physical features, but everything that woman embodies.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I argue adds to why she thinks she's the most beautiful woman. You picked a friend.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You picked someone that you noted her almost out the gate outside of her dimples, like noted her as a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You automatically insinuated the beauty was inside and out with your version of beauty.
Right.
And your version of beauty, who literally creates beautiful canvases on a daily, said, I don't have one. Why? Because you create your version of beauty every day on people.
Oh, true. Okay.
And so I say all this to say,
Okay.
and so I say all this to say, this is something that I do often with women when they're like insecure, they feel a way that it's like, sis, the version of beauty that you're holding yourself to is not even the standard of beauty of the people that you're worried about. Queen Nefertiti, stunning features, everything about her, but also similar. Strong cheekbones like Alexis. Your friend, I hate to break it to you, looks a lot like you.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say that too,
I'm a-
right? I was like, is that you?
Thank you.
When she showed the
When you
picture.
and I
Absolutely.
challenge other women to do this activity with your friends.
I
You
love
so
that,
busy
Ashley.
worried about like what you think, or if someone thinks you're pretty or beautiful, and it's like, sis, what you think is pretty is not even what that person thinks is pretty.
Yeah.
So like, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And the other argument is that I think that we actually choose versions of beauty that we think are attainable for ourselves.
Yeah.
I agree with
agree.
that too.
You can see yourself looking as beautiful as that.
And I feel like a
you
queen,
can see
you know.
yourself. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
it's attainable.
That's real.
Yeah.
We choose something that we feel like we could get the closest to, or like, now not me, because of course me, I want to retain my youth. I'm over here. I didn't pick Lori Harvey.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I mean, wow.
She
Yeah.
is
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah,
she
she's
looks
stunning.
beautiful,
She's very, yes.
I feel like I could get to if I just lost another 30 pounds, if I could just turn the clock back 10 years.
But guess what? The clock, no, we cannot do.
Dang,
The
right?
pounds, yes, we can with a lot of discipline, but
But we all
I
sat
understand what
here
you're
with
saying.
different ideas
Yes.
and versions of beauty. And I just think it's so important for us to understand in a world where we're all attaining or striving for some level of, beauty, that like, let's adjust that our own filter set.
Right.
Because we're not all running the same race or striving to the same end goal of what beauty really is. So just a note, I hope that you ladies take that.
thank you. I appreciate that,
Take that
Ashley.
away, because it's a fun exercise to do with your homegirl. It's also very interesting to see what your homegirls think beautiful is. But anyways, y'all are sitting here at Dear Young Queen, and we like to talk about first and last on this show. So Zoe, I feel like this is a good first question for you.
Okay.
When was the first time you looked in the mirror and did not recognize yourself?
After I had my first daughter, looking in the mirror, I remember just looking and seeing myself and being like, who, where, what, how. My stomach just looked very unfamiliar, because when you're 9 months pregnant, you have the stretch marks. It doesn't really like hit you until you see it deflated. Well, for me anyways.
Correct.
Seeing it deflated, and your stomach's
Correct.
dark
Deflated.
a lot
That
of
is
times.
a great word.
Oh my, yes, deflated, because it doesn't
It
snap
is.
right back. You're like, you go from 9 months pregnant to like 5 months pregnant. And then like for me, my stomach
Fluffy.
got dark, real dark. So it's like I had this dark, deflated tummy, and eventually it went back to my new normal, because it never went back to how it was before. It was years and years of just looking in the mirror, expecting to see my 17-year-old self, because I had my daughter when I was 18, got pregnant at 17, and seeing someone that was just unfamiliar, unwanted, unwelcomed, and I was like, what are you still doing here? So it wasn't until I started to accept everything that I was able to connect the person that I am with the person that I see in the mirror.
And so you actually having a baby at 17, 18, and Lex, even for you at like 19, 20, You never even really saw your woman body.
No. I'm in my woman body now.
Right.
Interesting. Because you're right. You're like, you were hoping to go back to 17, 18-year-old body, but your body was going to change anyway, sis.
My friends are wearing crop tops, bikinis, and I'm like, how can I make this shirt, I tie it this way, finesse this skirt this way so my stretch marks don't show, but I still come off as a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 17-year-old. You know, like I'm trying to feel my age, look my age, but I'm also trying to hide this situation that I have going on. Yeah. So I always compare my story to coming out of the closet because that's what it felt like for me. Like it felt like I had like this huge secret. And then one day I made a post with my stomach and like an explanation because I felt like I had to explain the way I looked. And I didn't post it until a year after. It just sat on my phone for a year. And it was during the pandemic when I was like, you know, I'm just gonna post it. I'm tired of hiding myself. And when I posted it, it was like freedom, liberating, empowering, and it's been great since.
Beautiful.
They always tell you, like, if the younger you have the baby, the faster your body snaps back. How old were you when you had your youngest?
My youngest, Elijah, is 9, so 31.
Was there a difference in the way that your body responded at 18 versus 31?
Absolutely. I feel like I started transitioning from not working out with the first, just going off of the residual of high school 3-sport athlete to now extracurricular activities of smoking, drinking wine, hanging out late.
Right.
You know, that's a difference. It's a difference a decade will make in your body and how you respond. So that's when I got into running, actually. That helped my body and the weight come down, but then my body type changed. But like where I am now, this going into 40 is my most favorite body type. I have the curves. I got this ass that's sitting up high. You know what I mean? I feel good now.
Yeah.
And after having those 4 children, they actually help these hips a little bit better. But they do get out of control, though. I have to watch myself a lot more than I did when I was younger.
Yeah. So you have 3 beautiful angels, right?
Yes.
How old are they?
Angel. I got 3 kids. 13, almost 8, and 4. Ooh, and my baby is Elijah too.
That's a good name. We might want to add that to our list.
Okay. the prophet.
Yes.
Okay, so you also have an age difference.
Yeah, 5 years in between each.
Wow.
So, yeah. They were all wonderful surprises. Okay. Yes, nothing was planned, but glad they're here.
So then you also had a similar age difference in how your body responded.
Yes.
Between 1 and 3. Did you notice a difference?
I mean, I didn't snap back very well according to society standards with the first one being 18, but as a 26-year-old, when I had my last one, 26, 27, it was even slower. Really? So yeah, it was just, but I had a lot more patience with myself. Even as a mom, I was more patient because I'm older now, But yeah, everything goes back slowly. Maybe not to how it was before, but to your new normal.
I love that, your new normal.
Yeah. Your new normal.
It's really understanding and accepting that. Like everything about your life has changed, your household and your body.
And we're supposed to grow. We're supposed to flourish and we're supposed to, grow our wings.
Well, I'm glad y'all have that mommy experience in common. Let me tell you, girl.
It's coming, don't worry.
It's a lot.
I don't quite have that experience. And I'm actually still of the belief that I can control some things.
That's fair.
I do feel like there are ways to maintain your youth and your beauty. And Natasha is someone that I've openly had that conversation with. As comfortable as I am kind of exposing my ignorance on topics, I also feel like I am comfortable sharing my insecurities as well because it allows other women to know that you're not alone in those insecurities. Something I've been super insecure about my whole life has been my mouth and my teeth. I have tiny teeth. Shout out to Beyonce, the president of the Tiny Teeth Club.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
What? Yeah. She tiny teeth. She president, right?
Yes.
And then obviously I am a Black woman, but I have mixed blood running through me. So my little white lips are another part of the thing that I am a little more insecure about.
I got mine.
I got mine. Every woman has their different things.
Every woman has their different thing.
But something about Natasha made me comfortable enough to open up.
What was it?
And maybe it was
it?
beautiful, luscious lips she
What you
had.
talking about?
That I was just like, oh my God, I wish I had lips like yours. And she was like, go get them. And I was like, what do you mean?
Go get them.
What do you mean go get them? And I was like, no, I can't do that. And she was like, go get them. And so I went scared as hell. Got my little half a syringe, wasn't enough for nothing and nobody.
Okay, half a syringe. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know, Natasha. Tell
English,
give us
please.
the advice you gave
English,
me.
please.
My
Syringe.
medical background. Let me explain it to you. No, I think a syringe is 100 milligrams, so it's like less than that. I think it's
Of
0.5.
what?
I think a filler of Juvederm or whatever you choose.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was texting me. She's like, "Is it gonna hurt?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
I'm glad you're honest too.
Yeah, like
Thank you
you
for
can't
that.
sugar. Like you go in there thinking it's gonna hurt. It's gonna, and especially like her technique is different. She does amazing lips, so I feel like it hurts even more. Like even I've done my lips so many times with her, and every time I go in there, she already knows the routine. She'd be like, "Here's your ball. I know you like two. Just and I just be like, hold on, you already know I gotta breathe first, and I situate myself, and then I just be like, shoot me up, like
Shoot me up.
yeah, you
Oh.
got.
I'm
You gotta-
scared.
I just feel like if you are not so confident, there is the version of self-love where you teach yourself and you convince yourself of redefining beauty and what your new normal is. But then there's also going to fix it and
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
restoring the normal that you had.
Yeah, I'm
So
like,
how do you explain to somebody that is like so like self-love and love yourself, and this is how God made you, and you should love that, and then you're okay with like, I mean,
Yeah,
not saying you
I'm-
specifically, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
in general, like how do you combine
The
both
two.
two? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I'm pro surgery, I'm pro filler, I'm pro whatever makes you happy. Like self-love and body acceptance and all that doesn't mean that you're against those things. It just means that you're not at war with yourself anymore. You're happy with what you have at that moment. It doesn't mean that you don't have body goals. It doesn't mean that you don't want to try to stop the hands of time. I still want to do some of those things. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm pro doing whatever makes you feel good. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm not going to hate myself, you know? So that's really just what it is. It's not beating yourself up daily and just learning to be at peace with yourself. But yeah, I mean, do you put makeup on? That's changing yourself daily.
Absolutely.
Do you cut your hair? Do you dye your hair? All those things are little tweaks. They're not as
Invasive.
invasive, but
Yeah.
you're still changing yourself on a daily.
I agree with that.
Yeah. They're like minor tweaks.
Minor tweaks that
Yeah.
are necessary. You made me feel confident to go see Dr. Dulce, but it does make me wonder about a question. Natasha, since you're free with experimenting with things, like you've been like, yeah, girl, you could Botox this, you could lip filler this. I'm gonna hit you with the last time.
yes.
When was the last time you did a physical procedure to correct a physical imperfection that you believed you had and regretted it?
Yeah, I think I probably regret the doctor maybe.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I wish I had my lawyer here with me, but I would love to just put him out there. But no, I had lipo like a couple years back, and he made me a little uneven. And I don't regret the procedure because it's whatever. He made it uneven, but whatever.
But it's still obviously, lawyer, it still resonates with her. She's actually still very traumatic. She's going through it. You see her in front of
It was traumatic. It was
Right?
traumatic.
It was
No, it was.
traumatizing.
You know
Yeah.
what? Honestly, like I was crying afterwards. Like now that I'm reflecting back, I really was crying. And then the messed up part of it is that he went to fix it and he still fucked up.
Not 2 times.
Yeah, 2 times. Like, and my friend's like, "Why'd you go back the second time?" And I was like, "Well,
Because he was fixing
I
it.
believe. I don't know. Sometimes I guess that's just the woman in me. I'd be like, okay, I'll give you a second chance.
Yeah.
Like, let's
the
see.
woman
Maybe
in
you
all
had a
women.
bad day. I just believe that people have bad days. I feel like when you get into, I call it a race. When you get into that race, there's things that you just have to just like almost like accept. I had a friend that was like, I just want to get my body done just one time, and I don't want to keep on running back like all these girls. She went to go get her body done. Now she's just like, well, I do want to go for another. And I was like, wait, what happened to you?
That-
Just want to get your body done once, and that's it. But she understands now that it's like, it's almost like a never-ending race. You get into it, and I always tell people, before you join the club, before you join the race, on that sign-up sheet, make sure you're ready, because it, like, no doctor is perfect. Sometimes we look at these doctors and we think, oh my God, look at all the bodies he's done. But also, I think a lot of doctors nowadays, we're in the era of like influencers.
Yes.
They will slay an
Instant.
influencer
Okay.
because guess what? They
that's
have,
advertisement.
yeah. And that influencer is going to tell all her influencer friends, and that's how you build up your
Your book.
Instagram or your
Correct.
reputation. But I feel like, because this doctor did amazing things on influencers, but I think it's the regular folks that he just was like, He told me this doctor told me I had scoliosis. I mean, not even trying to be funny, because there are people that live with scoliosis and I'm not laughing at them, but because of the job that he didn't do well.
Oh,
he blamed it. He said, that's because your body has scoliosis. And I'm like, sir, I did not walk up in here like twisted up. So, I mean,
we have
clearly.
to do research.
Yeah, but even like, imagine if someone does their research and they do all that, it's really up to the doctor what he's feeling that day.
You're right. Yeah. How much he wants to perfect his work.
Exactly.
How much he feels like this is enough.
What if, and also I feel like in Miami, because it's almost like the surgery central, these doctors are performing numerous liposuctions, tummy tucks, breast implants all day. It's like fast food restaurant. You understand?
It is.
So it's like you have these doctors that are probably doing 8, 9, 10 patients a day. But I'm happy because I think that there's a law actually that's coming into effect that like limiting that.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's really up to the doctor.
It's really still to a business, right? Because like even if I make you perfect, are you coming back for the next set of whatever else it is?
Yeah,
like,
they probably bought you on
so that you could come back and get it tucked in a little bit.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, Dr. Dulce is amazing. When I went there, I had a great experience. But also, she was like, but if you just Botox this and you lift this, I was like, damn,
cha-ching, cha-ching.
It's like going to the dentist or the auto mechanic, right?
About my doctor.
I came in here for an oil change. Now I need new tires. It's like the same thing, I'm sure, with plastic surgery doctors.
And then on the other side of it, I'm going back for my breast again.
Okay.
And so I'm like, since you're gonna put me down, because I too am nervous of surgery.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a little bit with children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're like, this is elective, and this is me volunteering to get on the table and go to sleep. And you know, I need to make sure my shit is in order before I, you know, just in case, right? We have a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And so it's like, because I'm like that with a lot of things, moving differently.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, since I'm going under, what can you do? And he looked at me and he was like, keep exercising. So like, you know, I'm definitely for per person, do whatever makes you feel better. But I'm also like teaching my kids, like, love your body. Cause right now they're popping right now. I'm like, I'm that mom that's like embracing wearing like, you crop tops and all that, because I wish I would have done that then. I was more tomboy, but like I want them to embrace this because it slows up.
That's the other thing that I think that is interesting too, is that as mothers, you have to show your girls how to celebrate themselves, even when you're maybe not in the mood to celebrate yourselves or your body.
Absolutely.
But it's kind of like that, almost at the same time, you're training your mind to accept that.
Yeah.
You know, like you're tricking yourself and you don't even really
Ash.
realize it, that you're like, I hate this, but I got to make sure Ray feels confident
Yeah,
if
that's
we're cheerleading
real.
thing. And now all of a
It.
sudden you've convinced yourself a little bit like, actually, I look good.
Yeah.
Busy trying to convince
Listen,
them.
fake it till you make it is real.
It is.
When I
love
started
that.
my journey, I didn't feel beautiful. I was telling myself that I felt corny saying it out loud to myself in the mirror every morning. But eventually it becomes my truth, right? So I hype my kids up all the time. I talk to myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I look good. And I want my kids to hear that.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want them to feel like I'm full of myself, but I am full of myself.
That's
like, you
positive
know, and
parenting.
I'd rather
That's
be full of
amazing.
myself and have people think, oh my gosh, she's so full of herself. But if they knew how hard it was and how much it took for me to get to where I am today, they would leave me alone. So
They would
yeah, I'm very
celebrate it.
vocal about how much I love myself and how I feel about myself, because the kids are out at school.
It's your projecting.
Yeah, 8 hours a day.
Yes.
They're not with us for the majority of the day.
Correct.
So I'm trying to plant those little seeds as much as I can when they are home.
It's tougher right now too, because again, each of our children, I know mine being older, I'm not sure about yours, but they all have access to internet, TikTok,
Limited
Instagram, YouTube. So the tutorials, they're learning how to do their makeup. Like my girls do their makeup better than I do. And so they're like, I have to be like this, or I should have this, or I have this product, or all of that. So it's a testament of those outside pressures.
Yeah.
You know, imagine all our parents had to worry about was like us picking up the wrong magazine
Right.
to like define beauty.
Correct.
Now they have it in the palms of their hands.
Yeah.
Constant comparisons
Yes.
to what is. But constant. I do think the world though now is like a more forgiving place where they accept like I don't think there was
I
a
agree.
day where we would have opened a magazine and saw even a plus size model.
Yes.
And now they have so many different forms of beauty, shaved heads, long hair. Like we had a standard.
That's right.
And they have so many different other forms, which I just think is really, really dope.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to see.
It is, right? Until your daughter brings some shocking shit to you with like green hair and spikes. Like, mommy, she's beautiful.
But you know what? I think that's dope too now. But I love the colors now that everyone can rock, and I love the piercings, and I love the different hairstyles. I even embracing wigs before, like now. Before I wasn't. So there's, I love the fact that we can enhance our beauty.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I agree. And I want to say this. Yes, I did get liposuction 5 years ago, and I'm still a little overweight. But yes, that's okay because people know. Because that's the other thing. People think that you get surgery and then it's be like you're just supposed to be slim all the time. No, people fluctuate and go up and down, and that's just something that happens in life, and it's all right because a snapback is about to happen this year.
I know that's right.
The other thing that people don't want to talk about the race is it's an expensive race to enter.
Oh,
baby, let me tell you, it is maintenance. It's not just you go, like you said, you lay on the table, you come out, you done. Like this is something that once you're invested and you want to keep fixing and touching that. Now you're looking for a new doctor that maybe is a little bit more expensive. Now you see your friend that got a job done and you want to go get your boobs there. Fixed over there. And maybe, like you said, go to Dr. Dulce, you got to dissolve first before she'll work on you. So it's like also, it's a rich man's sport.
Yeah.
By the way.
That's why that's why I don't even get like lashes done because I love to see people with individual lashes and I'd be like, I just don't even want that maintenance. It's like another thing to check off the list that I just don't want to do. I feel as women, we already have so much stuff. Like when women start to get gray hair, it's like, okay, that's like a bi-weekly thing that we have to take care of. And then Botox, okay, that's 3 months. And then lips, it's like 8 months. And then wait, get your nails done, toes done, that's monthly.
Hair.
So it's just like
pay a makeup artist.
Yeah.
It's all to get
it's just like, it's just so much. Like I know Dr. Dulce, I will never, well, I mean, clearly when sis retires, I'll have to find somebody else. But like she's priority to me. So whatever, if I have to work nonstop, like shit, I'm going to work all day today. And then so I could be able to go to Dulce.
Actually, we should stop saying her name.
Wait, because
Sis
booked.
Wait a minute.
Sis is already booked and busy, so then it's gonna be
maybe
like
help you out
overly
with a
booked.
discount.
No,
I
don't
don't
even
know. I
Google
don't
her,
know.
please.
Oh,
Don't.
yeah, unless you're gonna give the viewers a discount,
you know what I
and
mean?
give us a
she-
discount.
no,
Oh, no. All right. Well, we're gonna be beeping her name.
Sis is about her rate, and that's her rate.
No,
and
Yeah,
that's
it is her
you
rate,
know.
and her work is
And
is
it,
good.
yeah.
Well, listen, ladies, I know that, and the conversation has gone a little bit all over the place as far as like loving yourself, hating yourself. But I think that this is all a part of our journey and experience of womanhood is going through this, going through these different processes of really understanding and redefining beauty at every age and every stage along our journey. I am inspired by both of you guys.
Daily.
On the
Thank
inward
you.
and the outward. So Alexis and I sit up here with this platform trying to encourage women to own their stories and own their journeys. You are two women that are very clearly doing that.
I just appreciate both of you. We can look to you, Zoe, for confidence, whatever your shape or size is, because we do fluctuate. This is real life. So thank you. And I'm going on the record. I do not like plus size. That is so disrespectful. I feel curved. You know, I'm just saying, like, you look like a normal woman. I see women that look like every single one of us sitting up here. So I just want to throw that out.
I've gone from this year alone, like on the topic of fluctuation, from like a 12 to a 16. So I mean, my weight fluctuates like I'm getting paid for it. So but
I mean, to be fair, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah, technically, but you know, it's not for nothing. It's just that's just how we are. That's how we were built, and that's why I'm so happy to just be at peace with yourself.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. And Natasha, thank you so much for being a part of my journey and just my pictures and just my beauty and my confidence, because I do feel even more beautiful when you tap into me and you have such a sweet spirit, especially when you're in someone's comfort of their home and in their face and their peripheral. I just appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that.
Definitely, 100%. Can you let everybody watching know where they can find you on socials?
My Instagram is Natasha Gross, makeup artist.
Gotcha. And Zoe?
Zoe Chin Loy on Instagram and TikTok. So Zoe Chin Loy.
Oh, TikTok, girl. We got to get our TikTok game up.
Oh.
We're aging ourselves not being on TikTok.
I agree.
We are.
I'm monitoring TikToks.
It's a whole job, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like, if you ask me, it's a pretty good way to kick off the year.
Yeah.
So happy you guys could join us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Before we get out of here, Lex, what's the word?
L'chaim.
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 Cheers. 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 Thanks, ladies.
Cheers.